Well, hello, and welcome to the show. This is the Numidian light horse cavalry from North Africa, famous through the Punic Wars and for a long time thereafter. Thought I'd just compare and contrast some of the Numidians you can get in 28mm from a number of different companies. So let's call Victrix the gold standard. These ones are by 3D Breed. I'm also going to have a look at the Agema ones, the Eskice 3D printed ones, and Warlord Games. So these guys are from 3D Breed, as I say, printed by Potbelly in New Zealand. They've done them slightly differently, 90% height and width, because otherwise they are generally a little bit on the chubby and caricatured side. So the dimensions haven't changed, they're just a bit smaller than they would be otherwise. And they do look a little bit chubby compared to my other guys, but they're actually so full of character. I really like these ones. The horses' faces particularly are the most charismatic and most sort of interesting, characterable horses' faces I think I've got in any of my collection, the ones by 3D Breed. Possibly I wonder if it's its sort of eyebrow ridges, which are perhaps a little bit more human than horsey, but they certainly end up giving them a bit more interest and character. The guys are funny little chubby guys, but yeah, they've come up really well. They do, I just got the 3, I think they do maybe up to 12 separate different ones, but the horses and the riders come separately, so even if they don't do quite that many, you can mix and match them easily and get a lot more variety if you want. They're really good, actually. I'm surprised how much I like these ones. So I'll go ahead and show you some of the other ones, and then I'll come back at the end and I will put up, I'll give you my thoughts, and I'll put up a chart that's got all the various costs per horse and cavalry rider, and basically my score out of 5 for all of them. There's a whole lot of other ones on the market that I haven't got at all. I haven't reviewed them because, well, I have given my rough impression score, but basically from looking at them online, I don't think they're quite the style that I like, so I haven't got some of them, but good smattering here, so I will see you soon. Alright, and here's Victrix, the sort of gold standard to which we are comparing everyone else. So the 2 horses on each side are Victrix ones. The one in the middle is the War Games factory, truly ugly plastic horse, but the rider is a Victrix guy. So I've modified him as usual a little bit. Made that little case for some extra spears there. Made the wraps sort of animal skin wraps around both of the riders, middle guy and the guy on the right. Actually, all 3 of them have got them. Let's see some more Victrix guys. So these ones are all Victrix now. That is straight up from the kit. Have I modified anything much there? Oh yeah, I made this little cloak for this guy and the sort of woolen sash around that other guy's body, but otherwise the horses are straight up and the riders much the same. So they're excellent, really. They deserve to be the gold standard because they're just great and have a lot of potential to be customized the way you want them, such as this guy with his cool banner, that guy, that guy. Quite a lot of them now that I look at it out here. Also I got a few more. This one, so I've done a different shield there. I've mucked around with some different shields, and I've done a lot. Oh yeah, and he's done a little green stuff cape for him as well. Let's pop, actually I'll take a few of them off to pop the last couple on. So these 2 are a bit modified. This is Tacfarinas, who was rebelled against the Romans and caused them a lot of grief. Fought a bit of a sort of insurgency in North Africa and Numidia for a long time. And then this fella, I've just popped on some arms and the drum that come out of a Perry kit. I think it's a Perry Afghan kit. Just because I saw a figure, a Gripping Beast figure that had a drum. It looked pretty cool. Although I haven't got any of the Perry Numidians because they're kind of a bit oversized, a bit chunky, a bit weird looking, quite old sculpt. So they didn't even make the cut for this video. But If you've got them and you think they're good, let me know. So there they go around, and I think they are fantastic. You really can't go wrong with the Victrix. We shall move on to some other ones. See you in a minute. So next we have the Agema metal Numidian horsemen. So they come horse and rider separate, with the shields, metal shields, and the bow cases. So I've used two of the bow cases here. One just for variety I replaced with an Agema sidearm dagger. You've got to put in your own spears, and I've just used the broomstick ones there. I'm really impressed with these horses. They're beautiful. Each of the three horses is slightly different. The riders fit on nicely. They're also all a bit different. And the horses are not as skinny as a lot of metal horses. They're skinnier than those Eskice ones by a fair bit, but they're a bit more realistic proportion, I think. They look like the kind of the smaller ponies you would imagine the Numidians to have ridden at the time. I love them. They're beautiful. They're better than I expected. And I painted the guys a little bit more colourfully than you normally would see, just for variety. I did actually use a slightly smaller shield from plastic set on that one, just because it was going to kind of dominate a bit and block the spear case and stuff. A few animal patterns I've just freehanded, which was pretty easy to do, just copying some images I found online, the giraffe skin and the zebra skin. So yeah, I'm impressed and happy with those guys. They are up towards the top of my favourite Numidians. Next up are these Eskice Numidians. So they're 3D printed in France, and they come as a single piece. I've modified a bit. That bow case is actually off the Agema one, but otherwise he is all as intended. We'll get up his mate there next. So you might notice with these guys, and I've also got an Agema dagger on the back, but otherwise he is pure Eskice. One of the spears got a bit broken. There was a problem with 3D printed skinny spears. The kind of morphology of the horses is a bit odd. They kind of they don't have a lot of great musculature, and the front legs just seem a bit overly sized. So for me, they are not my favourite. They also have huge tails. I've actually removed the tails of those two and this guy as well, and replaced them with Warlord Games Atlantic horse tails, which are a bit more to scale and realistic. So in terms of poses, they're pretty cool. I like this guy leaning over about to impale a Roman, and this one's not bad. And I do like the commander with his horse rearing up. He's the best formed horse of the lot. But I've got to say, overall, compared to my other Numidian cavalry, these are probably down towards the bottom of my preferred. All right, on to some more. This next one up is from Warlord Games. It's actually Jugurtha, legendary king who fought against the Romans. Saw him in Gladiator 2 just the other day, in fact. They are quite slim, those Warlord Games. Compared to the Agema, you can see the horse is significantly slimmer. The rider, the fella, the actual King Jugurtha, he's not much different in scale. He's a little bit smaller. Pretty cool figure though. Got some nice feathers and a nice little lion skin on his back, or cheetah skin. I did him quite a long time ago, probably 10 years ago, I reckon. I did rebase him recently, but I think my painting abilities improved a bit. I could probably do a better job on him. Contemplate even redoing him at some point. All right, there you have it. You've seen them all. I wonder what you think, but I'll tell you what I think. Coming in first place with 4.6 points out of 5, I'm giving it to Victrix, just because of their variety and diversity and customizable nature. It's a brilliant kit, and also doesn't hurt that it's actually the most cost effective of all of them, coming in at £2 per horse and rider. So the cheapest and probably the best. Agema next. I'm going to give them the award for the second best, just slightly behind at 4.5. They're metal. They're a bit more expensive. They're $3.3 British pounds per item. And obviously they only have the 3 distinct ones, although horses and riders are separate, so you can mix and match them if you wanted to get a bigger unit using purely them. But yeah, they've come up really nicely. They have those cases for their spears, which is a bit of a bonus. Yep, good quality there. Who's next? 3D Breed, I think I'm going to put in third place, giving them a total score of 4. Cost depends hugely on, you know, whether you've got your own 3D printer or not and who you get to print them. So I won't give you an exact cost for them, but they'll probably end up something similar to the Agema ones, although if you want lots of them and you got your buy your own file and you end up printing them out, they'll end up very cheap for you per item. Who comes next? Warlord Games we're putting in, because these get quite expensive. They're up to £5 per horse, and they're quite good, a little bit finer, sort of, particularly the horse and the other ones, and maybe not quite as great detail as some of the others, so they are not on my top ranking at all. And then in bottom place are the ones I've got, unfortunately, are these Eskice ones from printed in France by, well, 3D printed by Eskice. The riders are quite good, but as I mentioned, the horses just have a very strange kind of morphology to them. Don't look very realistic, don't have much musculature, have excessively long, and their tails were enormous. I've replaced their tails, so they're down in bottom place with 2 out of 5. The other ones available out there, we got Gripping Beast. They're £4 per item. I'd give them around about 2 out of 5 from what I've seen of them. First Core, similar, £3 per item, about 2 out of 5. They are considerably smaller. New Line, similar, £3 each, small, about 2 out of 5. And Relic in Canada, they are they're quite nice, but again too small for my liking. 4.5 British pounds per item, 2 out of 5 for me. So there you go. Victrix is the winner, narrowly defeating Agema, and the very different style. You can see the difference in sort of proportions there with the 3D Breed, but I really like them. So they're definitely the gold, silver and bronze for me. All right, let me know if you think otherwise, and particularly if you've got any of those other ones that I've haven't bothered to review, and if so, let me know what you reckon about them. Thanks for watching. See ya. Nearly forgot to mention the upcoming giveaways to celebrate the 1,000 subscribers, which I'm hoping will happen in the next month or so. So if you want to be in that, make sure you're subscribed and comment, and I'll give you more details soon in the next video or two about what's happening there. Thanks. See ya.